All right, I was buying something on Amazon. I always think the Amazon Prime is a scam. If you just have, what, $25 or something, you get free shipping. So just buy $25 worth of stuff. I mean, you always want stuff, right? So I have a list of small items that I put on my wish list. And then whenever I want to buy something, I go to the wish list and say, oh, okay, I'll just throw in the dog treats, or I'll throw in the, whatever I need, and go up to $25 and I get free shipping. So anyway, in doing that, sometimes I put in things that maybe I really don't need, but I can write these off on my taxes for my for my channel. So these are antennas that I found on Amazon, and I hadn't seen them before, and they're unusual. So I thought, great, let's get those for the channel. So let's just talk about them and then we'll measure them. This one says it's Kenwood, and it's a KRA-23, and it's a UHF only antenna. A lot of times you get dual banders and stuff, right? This is UHF only, and it's a nice little stubby one. Should I get something to measure? Probably. Let's see. So this is 80 millimeters long, and a little bit bendy, but not very much. So nice and stout. And this is for the hand bands. So that's interesting. Hadn't seen that one before. This one's a Nagoya, and I think it's official Nagoya, not a fake Nagoya. Be wary of things that say Nagoya but really aren't. Oops. So this one has a so this one said the card. So this one has a part number of NA701G. Okay. And I like these little narrow antennas, little fluxy ones. And this one is GMRS only. So this is not a ham antenna. This is for GMRS radio. And it's 462 to 467. So anyway, I just like that. So we'll give that one a try. And then the last one I had never seen before, and this one's really odd. This is a dual band ham antenna. 2 meters, 70 centimeter, and we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it. Let me get it out of here. So this thing has a blob here and a blob here, and I've never seen an antenna with a blob out of the end. I'll probably whack yourself in the head with this thing when you pick it up. I don't know. It's odd. I guess it makes... I don't know if it makes any sense or not. It's weird to have a top-loaded, it's like a hat loading, right? I guess so. I used to have an antenna, gosh, a long time ago, that was a straight wire, then a coil in the middle, and then actually a round hat on the top for capacitive loading. And this one must have some type of inducting loading up on the top, or I don't know what's in there. Very, very weird. Let's see here. Where's the package? Yeah, it says HYS, and I can just read it on here. It says HYS TC-213UV, 144 and 430 megahertz, wide band receiving coverage. Made in China. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty weird. Let me know if you've had an experience with these antennas. I've never seen one before, and like I said, I'll probably just hurt myself with it. So, all right. I still have my key sight, which is a great thing for testing these antennas out with. So let's use that. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to Network Analyzer, S11, and let's do a frequency start of 400 megahertz, and we'll do a stop of 500 megahertz. And we'll try this little Kenwood one out first. Put the Kenwood on here. All right, and there we go. We got a dip. Let's turn on a marker. We're getting a dip around 443. So let's put some markers on. So let me refresh my memory. 420 to 450 is in the United States for 70 centimeters. So we'll do a normal. We'll do 420 megahertz, and we'll turn on marker 2 to 450. Oops, 450 megahertz. And so there you go. So it's dipping right there in the handband. So yeah, this is doing a good job. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I don't know. I just hadn't seen that antenna before. Seems like it'd be perfectly fine for if you want just a real short antenna just for 440. All right. Let's try the Nagoya, which was the GMRS radio frequencies. We'll change our markers here. Oh, well, look at that one. Oh, that one would be good for handband also. Okay. Well, looks the same, doesn't it? Wait a minute. Looks the same. Let's see, can I do a trace? Math and memory. Data to memory. Data and memory. There we go. Let me disconnect this antenna, and we will hook up the Kenwood antenna. We can look at it both side by side. They look familiar. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Okay. Those are kind of both the same. This one's a little bit more resonant. But yeah, I think either one of those would work just fine. It's interesting that Nagoya is working good. Let's see, let's do some more markers here. Let's turn on, let's see here, let's turn the math off. Let's see here, whoops. Escape back. Data only, there we go. Let's turn on some more markers here. Let's do marker 3 at 462. Oops. Marker 3, normal, 462 megahertz, and 467, right? So we'll do marker 4 at 467 megahertz over there. So yeah, this one's acting more like a ham antenna. Well, I like that. It's only got 10 dB of return loss on, which isn't great, right? That's like 3 to 1 or something. We could do Viswar if you want to see that. Let's see here. Scale mode. Let's see, I never remember where they hide that thing here. Just log VSWR. So we want to do a scale of about 0.2, I think. Yeah, there we go. So in the handband, we're getting down to 1.1, 1.2, 1.4, 2 to 1. They're all, I mean, all that stuff's within 2 to 1, so it's usable. Yeah, let's put on that Kenwood again, because people like Viswar. I know that if you're from the radio world, you understand return loss, but if you're just a ham, you want to see this thing. So it is narrower, and it is a little bit worse. So yeah, I like the Nagoya better. Okay, I like the Nagoya. All right, let's try out this weird thing. All right, let's try out this weird thing. Okay, well, it's pretty bad. It's good at what was our markers? Marker 1 was at 420. So it's okay at 420, but bad everywhere else. Wow. Let's go back to return loss so I can I can't see what's going on here. There we go. Wow. Okay. Well, that's weird. Yeah, that's very strange. I don't know. Not sure about that one. I'm not sure about that one. Now this one is a dual bander, so let's change the frequency here. Let's start it at 144 megahertz and stop it at 148 megahertz. And it looks terrible also. Let's widen that up. Let's do a stop at 200. Yeah, there's a dip there. Where's that dip? Dips right at 149, so yeah, it's just not, it's not nice. It's not a nice antenna. I don't like it. Up in the ham bands, it's not doing great. Let's see here. What are we up here? 160. Okay, let's do frequency. Stop of 165 megahertz. There we go. And then let's change the units here to Viswar. And let's turn a marker on. Let's see here. Again, we're dipping at 149. 2 to 1s are at 145 to 155. So it is usable at VHF. It is usable. Anyway, it's a weird antenna. Let's put the Nagoya on here just to see if it does anything at 2 meters or not. No, it doesn't do anything. Nothing at all. All right, let's go back to start 420, stop 450, and there is our Nagoya antenna. So it's over the handband. It's better than 2 to 1. Most of the time it's around 1.4 or better. Yeah, this is a nice little antenna. Kenwood again. A little bit worse at the low end, but better up at the high end. So it's a fine antenna too. I like that one. And then the bizarre one. Bizarre one, no, you don't want to use that bizarre one. I don't know what it was made for. All right, there you go. 3 random antennas. I like these two. I don't like that thing. And I would hurt myself.